I'll say this, though. I like the music in Smashing Machine more than I did in Wicked for Good. What does that tell you?
Welcome back to episode 93 of the Movie Rebrew podcast. I'm your host, Michael Jennison, and with me today, world's biggest Roofman fan. Welcome back to the pod, Chuck.
No lies detected. Here I am. Go Roofman.
And it is episode 93. We had two episode 91s up for about 2 weeks.
Wow, you caught it.
Which is fitting for the pod because it's hard to keep track.
Yeah.
Today we have Wicked for Good, the sequel to Wicked, Act 2 of the Wicked stage play. And that's about it. I don't have any beer with me. It's like 9 a.m. in Cleveland, Ohio right now. So yeah, I'm drinking coffee. Chuck, anything you want to say before we get into the movie?
Not really, man. This was a movie I was looking forward to after on the back of last year's 10 nominations. You won't find a bigger movie musical fan than me. So happy to be here. Glad to get some insight on it. And yeah, pretty excited for this.
Yeah, for sure. We may touch a little bit on awards in general at the end of this pod. Wicked for Good was nominated, what'd you say, for 10?
10 nominations last year, 1-2 for costume design and production design.
And both actresses were nominated, correct?
Mm-hmm. The wickedly talented Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, who were just fantastic again.
Yeah, they were fantastic. All right, yeah. So this takes place after the Act 1 of Wicked. This is the second act of the Broadway musical adaptation. Less music is what I was told going into this, and more action, which it kind of lived up to that that reputation. A lot of the really good music was in the first one, so a little bit less excited for this than I was the original Wicked. But I saw it opening night, actually like a special premiere at the AMC by me. They were doing like a couple before that Thursday, and it was sold out. So I actually saw it in the very first row of a theater that said about, 300 people.
Always ideal.
Always ideal. I sent you a picture of it. I was honestly so close where I had to turn my head side to side to see different ends of the screen.
Yeah, especially a movie like that too, right?
Yeah, like
a lot of wide shots. It's a lot of it. Yeah, is the cinematography and stuff. Yeah, that's a little difficult.
Yeah, it was actually quite brutal. But it was nice seeing a crowded theater for a movie like this. I think there's a lot of energy that comes with that, and this movie does have a lot of energy. No one was singing though. I told Keegan I was seeing it premiere in a crowded theater. He thought that I would have people like standing up and singing. I didn't have that. Which was
yeah, I suppose if it was going to be a showing, right?
Yeah, because there's only two showings that day of that movie. It was like 6:30 and 9. I saw a 6:30 one. So that might have been the first showing at that theater that day.
I suppose you would have been tipped off if there was someone in green face waiting in line with you to get in or something.
Yeah. There wasn't any really in costumes, I don't think. I think there was maybe a couple people that were dressed up.
Bummer.
No green face or anything like that. Definitely some Wicked garb was being worn.
Okay. To preface my experience that I had, if I could touch on that, because I had a very unique one that actually might bring a bit of a different wrinkle here to the pod here. I showed up for a noon showing, thinking it was the 2D regular showing. It was 3D. She punched up $17 a ticket, and I was like, "What's going on here?" She's like, "Oh, it's a 3D showing." So I saw it in 3D. First time I saw a 3D movie, I believe, since Toy Story 3D about 15 years ago. So I have that perspective to touch on.
I haven't seen a 3D movie in like years.
Yeah, I prefer not to.
Yeah, that sounds kind of...
Did we need it here? After watching it, no. Probably wasn't worth the extra $6 either, but...
Yeah, no.
I mean, I was already there, so it was go time. I thought it'd be kind of a unique wrinkle for the pod, though, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of over 3D movies in general.
Yeah, I don't see how they serve a purpose. How was it? I don't know. I'd say this, it kind of kept you engaged maybe through some of the sloggier moments. When she's ripping through the sky on the broomstick and stuff like that, some of that was pretty cool. But like even that, like there's no like sight gags like when you go to like a 3D attraction type thing, like stuff's like flying at your face and stuff. Like that's not really happening. It's just, I don't know, for this it really didn't seem necessary, but I'm sure they're making, an extra few tens of millions of dollars because of it. So I get why it's out there. And the hardos are going to see it in 2D and 3D and IMAX. So yeah, I get it. Didn't need it, but
Yeah, I'm interested. That is interesting. How much more money was it? Probably $5.
I think it was like $6 or $7 extra probably. Yeah, wasn't cheap.
From a box office standpoint, this movie's done really well. It's actually outpacing
Roofman.
No, well, it's outpacing Roofman. It's outpacing the original one. I guess.
I think the original one made $750 million, if I do recall, 750 mil ish.
Yeah, I'm trying to see against its predictions.
Yeah, I was wondering like if it's doing well compared to what they were hoping. Yeah,
I think it is. I'm seeing like different, really crazy different estimates, like what their predictions were supposed to be. The first one made 750 million. This one is currently sitting at 327 million.
Okay, and we're talking Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend right now.
Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend right now.
So it's done most of the damage it's going to do. I'm sure it'll have legs, obviously, a movie like this.
Yeah, I think this movie will gross money throughout Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I think it's doing quite well. It's made 20. That's only up through Friday. It made $26 million on Friday still this year. So I do think it's a box office smash again.
Yeah.
Which was supposed to be. And a 67% Rotten Tomatoes. So not as good as the original one, which is sitting at an 88 in Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, that's where the first red flag comes up with the Rotten Tomatoes score.
Yes.
I think you're going to actually have some regression with the sequel. And it was so successful, the first one. So, but definitely your antenna goes up for awards and stuff with that. 67%. Not rotten, just clearly showing it's more polarizing.
Yeah. And I guess we'll both give our reviews here before we get into spoilers, because it's a really hard movie not to spoil.
Yeah.
Though I think a lot of people are familiar with the story itself, but I really wasn't. I don't really like the subject material. I think that's what this boils down to. I don't really like where the story kind of goes. And prequels in general just always kind of feel like you're shoehorning and writing inside of a box and trying to make everything connect from the original one. So I don't really like the subject material. But I do think that like production design, the actors, the actresses, the music is all still really, really good. So a lot of the things I liked about the original one is still here. It's just like the subject material kind of upset me, and where this movie goes. But that's not really any fault of the cast or crew or anything like that. I think from that standpoint, it's still super good. I'm still like fine with it. I'd give it a thumbs up, like a 6.0, so like just barely a thumbs up in my book. But I think it's good. Like I enjoy my time in the theater. It goes by pretty fast. There's less music in this one. There's less like I feel like there's less music in this one. The action in this movie is fine. Nothing like insanely good. I think Gravity at the end of the first one was like a super sick scene. There's not really anything quite as good as that in this one, but for the most part, like super solid, entertaining, but just kind of like really honestly forgettable. I saw this movie about 11 days ago, and I think I'm struggling with the whole first part of this movie because it all kind of just feels like filler until it gets to the, I don't know, last 30, 45 minutes of this movie. But yeah, I mean, my biggest issue with this movie is the subject material, and I feel like it's not really Wicked for Good's fault because they're just adapting a screenplay, a stage play. So yeah, that's kind of where I stand. Would I watch it again? Maybe. I rewatched Wicked on an airplane like a couple months ago. It's kind of a good setting to watch that movie.
That's actually great that you got to rewatch it.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
The whole time I think I wish I rewatched it before.
Yeah. And this one's a lot shorter. This one's about exactly 2 hours.
About a half hour shorter.
Yeah, about a half hour, 137 minutes. But it goes by pretty fast. And a lot of the things I like about the first one, so like about it here, it's just really the subject material. It kind of just upset me a little bit.
I'll piggyback right off that. I mean, they, the knock on it going in, I think was the subject material. They say this was based off of like an hour second act of the actual play.
Yeah.
They say the songs aren't as good. Just I knew that going in. I'm not a hardo to the franchise or anything like that, but that was kind of like what a lot of what I heard going in from people. Um, so I'm kind of coming from a different angle. I'm not, I didn't watch it as someone who knew much about what happened on the stage there. Just kind of going in for the first time. I'm not too passionate about the original subject matter. You say not the cast and the crew's fault. Maybe some of the direction. I some of the character building and pacing I didn't love. I did find it boring at times. I did.
Yeah.
And especially without those kind of every maybe 15, 20 minutes have a song that kind of grips you back in that was real, you know, um, real compelling to me. I didn't necessarily love a lot of the music necessarily.
I can't even tell you a song.
Yeah, I actually had to write some of the song names down because they were kind of forgettable.
It all kind of blurred together for me.
They did. And I am big about the music when it comes to musicals for sure. If you have some good catchy tunes that are hitting my playlist, man, I'm just gonna enjoy that film a lot more. I mean the whole time I think the whole time I was basically just waiting for Defying Gravity to be played or something. I'm like, can we get some Defying Gravity? Like is this building up to maybe a reprise or something, like a duology reprise? I'll probably use that word a lot too.
There was no reprise though, right?
No, I mean, I think you get
Gravity?
the Unlimited, like she kind of teases the song a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
And I love music so much. I think you hear a little bit of a Popular and Defying Gravity instrumental in the score at times. Like I think when they first show Ariana Grande's Glinda character, I think you get Popular. Yeah, but I mean, so some of the character development too from film to film. I feel like after the first one, I was kind of roped in to some of what they were building, but also I mean I don't know if there was a lot of that in the first one. I feel like you say you rewatched the first one, that would have helped. Like I was getting really interested in that kind of love triangle, kind of will they, won't they kind of thing. That was kind of like the last 20 minutes, 30 minutes of the movie was kind of interested in the first one. And then you don't really, I don't know. I didn't, it doesn't really come out with a bang for that. And it does build up, obviously, once we get to the spoilers, obviously. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I mean, I didn't love it. It was okay. The music wasn't good enough for me overall, except for a couple big moments. For Good at the end, I think is a bit of a splashier number. So yeah. You gave it a 6.
Yeah.
I'm probably a bit lower. I think I went 2.5 on Letterboxd, but I think I'm probably at like a 5.7.
Thumbs down, thumbs up.
I mean, thumb sideways. If I had to go, I would say thumb up though.
Thumb up.
Yeah.
Okay. You're right. They interpolate several songs from the first act, including The Wizard and I, What Is the Feeling, and Popular.
What do they do with them?
Interpolate.
What's that mean?
I believe that means they
just kind of work them into like the score or something like that. Like you hear them.
I believe so.
That's kind of how I felt. I feel like you kind of
inserting different nature to something else.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So yeah. I believe that to go with like
the instrumental, you just kind of play in the background or something. I mean, those are like iconic songs, man.
Yeah.
And some of you have going against it too, man. Like that movie ended with Defying Gravity, man. Like that was like the song of the year. They went on the Oscar stage and just belted that out. Like to end your first act with that, like no wonder the second act lets down. No wonder everyone says it sucks. Like that's like that's like an iconic moment in just stage history. Like
it's a great scene too with her flying on her broom.
And like the movie ends
monkeys.
Perfectly. Like they really didn't need to do a sequel except they'd make oogags of money doing it. There's no reason not to.
Well, we'll get into spoilers now. I think that's my biggest issue with the subject material is that I think you get enough of what made the Wicked Witch wicked in the first one. I don't really think you need Act 2.
Yeah, you're already, she's turning. She's getting dark because like she's because you're rooting against her and she's so like innocent in the first one for much of it.
Yeah, this one's all about just shoehorning and like almost trying to retcon the original Wizard of Oz. And
but which
doesn't need to be done.
Which is just there in the background the whole time. I thought that was weird. Like you didn't even need the original Wizard of Oz stuff. They barely even hit on that. It's just like, there's Dorothy, and like
I know, but they try to completely change the Wizard of Oz, like the whole meaning behind the Wizard of Oz. It feels like propaganda almost for like the Wicked Witch, where it's like they try to justify all of her actions, and like I don't know, they completely try to like change your interpretation of the Wizard of Oz. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole like the Scarecrow and her love interest and stuff, and the trap door where the witch isn't actually dead and all that stuff. Like, I thought that stuff was like painful.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is based off a novel, whereas Wizard of Oz was also like an adaptation off the novel as well. So they were intertwined, but not the same. You know, like it wasn't as this isn't necessarily had to be the same exact, you know, off the same exact beat for beat off the subject matter of the original Wizard of Oz. Yes, is what I'm saying.
No, I know this is adapted off a dark fantasy novel from like the mid '90s, right? Which
1900s.
Well, no, the Wiccan novels from 1995.
Oh, sure, of course, which is based off of the yeah. Okay, yeah.
Well, yeah. So, like, to give some history here, this 1995 novel came out and was like this dark, twisted retelling of the Wizard of Oz.
Okay, yeah.
From the witch's point of view, right? And so, I think it's cool. Like, it's almost like fanfic, right? And so they do stuff like that. It's from a different lens. Like, I think it's interesting. But
we're not you know, deep diving into the Dorothy characters. You know, they didn't really hit on that. I thought they hit a little more on the Scarecrow, a little more on the Tin Man.
Well, they just kind of treat Dorothy as just like which I thought was kind of funny. Like, oh, she's just so useless and just kind of like just an innocent character.
Yeah, that's
just
true.
Like bumbling around.
Yeah, not like super meaningful to actually what's really going on there. It's not her story.
No,
so it's her world, and I feel like it is kind of cool we had that. Like I was looking forward to all that. Like I knew nothing about how like Fiyero turns into the Scarecrow.
Yeah,
like I didn't necessarily know that. I think I'm like my sister or someone like told me they kind of hit on that. I'm like, oh, no, I'm intrigued now. Now we're getting to like what we know as the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. And so
I was looking forward to that going into the second act.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like I do think that it was interesting. I just don't necessarily. I just don't like prequels, really. I don't like prequels that are like trying to. This isn't even a prequel because it actually just takes place.
Well, sequel.
Or not even. It's just like a retelling. Because the whole
original fantasy.
The whole first act
version.
The whole
fan fiction's a really good.
Yeah, it's like fanfic. The whole first act is a prequel, but this coincides with the timeline of the Wizard of Oz. At least the last hour of this movie. I just didn't really like it. Like. The witch, when you rewatch the original Wizard of Oz, the witch is clearly like very, very evil.
Very evil.
Yeah.
Very evil.
And this
she's just a total bad guy.
Yeah.
From start to finish.
Yeah. And like this makes it seem like, I don't know, it just, and like also the way that the water's thrown at the witch is totally different in this one than the original one. Like,
what happens when it rains? She dies? Does it rain in Oz?
I guess it doesn't.
No, you're right. I see what you're saying.
Well, like in the original Wizard of Oz, she sets her brew on fire and then lights the Scarecrow on fire.
Right.
Which, I guess in theory, she did that because they had a plan that they wanted water splashed on her. In this movie, I guess,
it's
like the Scarecrow and her and the Scarecrow are on the same wavelength here.
But like what Dorothy and the Tin Man and Scarecrow are doing, that has nothing to do with actually the real plot of this movie or climax. Maybe a little bit at the climax. We're into spoilers, right?
Yeah.
So they kind of have this standoff where she gets splashed by water, fakes her death. You know, one other thing I'll touch on, we were talking about like the source material and stuff like that. Are you? They weren't allowed to say Dorothy. They weren't allowed to say the Tin Man. They weren't allowed to say the Scarecrow. Were you aware of that?
Oh no.
They don't own the rights to all that stuff.
Oh really?
Yeah. In 1995, Warner Brothers bought the rights to the original subject matter, and they couldn't say ruby red slippers. They couldn't. There's a lot of things they couldn't say. If you notice, they're silver slippers, which I guess it is in the novel, but they just couldn't say it. They couldn't say Toto. They couldn't say. I don't think they actually say the Tin Man. It might be like the Man of Tin or something. So that's interesting. Warner Brothers owns all that stuff. So that's also something they had to tiptoe around.
It's kind of interesting because isn't it in the public domain at this point in Wizard of Oz?
It'll be in the public domain in 2035.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
Well, even I guess the novel's in the public domain. That's probably they can get around it.
Yeah.
So they can.
Yeah, the novel's in the public domain, or they got the rights to it because I mean they're adapting Wicked.
Well, then, the 1900 novel's in the public domain. I think it's like 85 years before it goes to the public domain.
I'm not sure about 12 times, but I did know about the Warner Brothers stuff. And
but with
interesting.
No, that is interesting. But the MGM musical, the MGM movie is not in the public domain.
Okay.
So their depiction of Dorothy, their depiction of, all that stuff you can't really do, or without the rights to it. I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah. That is interesting. So that kind of gives the wrinkle. Maybe that's why they didn't dive into that what's going on that side story.
Well, I didn't
or
necessarily.
as much at least.
I didn't necessarily want them to dive into it.
Not necessarily. We got enough of it. You got some pretty cool shots too, like when they're walking down the Yellow Brick Road, like in like the distance or whatever. Like there's some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, and it's been a second, but I believe Act 1, don't you see them walking down the Yellow Brick Road at the end of Act 1?
I think you might. Yeah, I think you're right.
But it doesn't really make any sense with the storyline.
Doesn't make sense storyline with the house falling on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't really make sense with anything.
No.
But whatever. This is pretty faithfully adapted off of the stage play.
It sounds like a direct like rip.
Yeah.
They didn't do a whole lot.
They added like,
even though it was like 2 hours, and I guess they could have done more, it seems like.
They added like 2 things. So the book opens for Glinda at the end of this novel.
Mhm.
So in that she probably has powers finally. It doesn't, or in the end of this movie, it doesn't, that scene's not in the musical. And then they also don't like reunite in the stage play, but that kind of makes sense because they reunite at the end, but it's them like in their younger selves, right? Or whatever.
Yeah, they show it's like a flashback, like
Yeah.
college.
So you can't really do that in a stage play. So it's essentially it's a very faithful.
That's kind of cool. Yeah. No, that way they don't get ripped to shreds by the real big fans, which they have a huge fan base.
But stage play is quite different than the novel, the graphic novel. Sorry, the dark fantasy novel, whatever the hell it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Way darker, the novel, than the actual musical, which makes sense.
Makes total sense.
A lot more killing.
Really?
I think illegitimate children are involved.
Fira pulls the trigger on that gun in one of the scenes, actually. I don't know.
Glinda, I think, actually kills Lady Marble.
Really?
Yeah.
Does she not? She kind of runs around.
No, she like puts her in jail or whatever.
He's grab her. I don't even remember. There's so much stuff I already forget about this movie after.
The big thing is that in the novel, the witch actually dies. There's no trapdoor in the novel. The witch actually dies.
Alphaba actually dies in the original?
Actually dies.
Well, that's a crazy twist.
Actually dies in the novel.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, but how about the stage play?
Stage play, she lives.
She lives. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're going off the musical stage play.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So also, when I walked out of this movie, there was 2 guys that I walked out with who were arguing about the difference between the novel and the movie. Yeah. So I was curious.
Sounds riveting.
And so I think, I mean, if you love the novel, it would kind of upset you that the musical and the movie has a completely different ending.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
if you're a novel guy, maybe you never liked the stage play because you've just been into the novel.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting. That's a cool perspective.
Yeah. And so I don't know. I think my biggest issue with this movie is the fact that I just don't think the second act should exist.
Yeah.
Because I think you get enough background story of why the witch is.
I know, why does the second
wicked.
Exist? Isn't it like a 5 hour? Like I know the movies two movies together were 5 hours. Isn't it like the actual stage play like 5 hours too? I heard.
Oh no, I think the stage plays at like 2.5 hours.
Oh, okay.
I remember.
That's true. That makes sense. Maybe an hour and a half for the first act, an hour for the second. I think I heard the stage plays an hour second act that they got to turn into 2 hours. So there's some filler, which is probably where some of the direction stuff
they had 2 new songs
and the slog, the pacing. Yeah, I don't know, man. It seemed kind of just maybe the subject matter is to blame for a lot of it. I'm not a great guy to talk about with that kind of stuff. I want to act like I know a whole lot about the stage play, but
well, here's the thing: the runtime's 2 hours and 45 minutes of the stage play with a 15-minute intermission. Act 1's 90 minutes. Act 2's 60 minutes.
Okay, that's what I thought. I heard.
A pretty quick. Seems like pretty well paced. This movie's about 5 hours long in total, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, you still need the second act. The first is so good. You have all the good music. There's some relationship building.
Or
there's like an arc.
Or just make it one movie.
Or just make it one movie. I think that'll play really nice as a double feature if you were to watch it that way. I do wish I rewatched it. And I think if you watched it all the way through, it would be. It'd be long though, man. It'd be like Scorsese.
Well, it didn't need to be 5 hours long, but I mean, they want to make more money. This is all about making more money. That's why they're splitting up too.
True.
Last thing I have here, not last thing, but what was your favorite song? Did a song stick out? I don't really have one.
I don't know, man. I guess For Good at the end. I think that's like, that's like this movie's version of Defying Gravity.
It's how the most plays on Spotify.
There's some notes there.
The Girl in the Bubble was original, and
Girl in the Bubble was the original.
No Place Like Home.
No Place Like Home. Girl in the Bubble, performed by Ariana Grande. That's kind of like she's looking like in the mirror and shit. That's kind of like her, just like That's her moment. I think that that's gonna have a good crack at best original song at the Academy Awards. I think that's the one they're gonna get behind, especially with Ariana singing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that. I mean, maybe that. I mean, I enjoyed that song. I enjoyed that scene for sure.
I did think a funny scene was when they are fighting after Alphaba's sister dies and they're back in
They're having
Munchkin Land.
that cat fight in
And they're having
Munchkin Land.
that cat fight in Munchkin Land. That
To
was
me, it was just
that was
out of
funny.
place though.
Oh,
But it was kind of
completely.
goofy. There was some humor at least between that and Jeff Goldblum. I guess there was some humor along the way. But you're right. Yeah, the cat fight. I think that's worth hitting on. That was kind of funny.
I like Jeff Goldblum as the Oz. It's like perfect casting.
Do you think so? I think it's a choice. I think if you go with Jeff Goldblum, you're literally going with Jeff Goldblum. He's gonna play it like Jeff Goldblum,
and he does.
And I think it does work for that character.
Yeah.
If we can go off that, I was trying to think who would be a good character to play that if not Jeff Goldblum. Well, naturally, I came to
J.K. Simmons,
Nathan Lane. And I found an interview with Nathan Lane gets asked, how come you haven't been in any of these movie musicals? And he's like, well, funny you say that. I actually was maybe not offered, but I was considered for the part of The Wizard of Oz and Wicked. And I guess he passed on it because of scheduling issues or something. And he says he's pretty much semi-retired from the theater. So yeah, I think someone like that would be good. I love Nathan Lane. Give me Nathan Lane. I mean, he should be in one of these movie musicals here.
He should absolutely. I mean, that'd be sick. That'd be different, completely different.
Because like Jeff Goldblum can't sing. I mean,
no,
it's kind of like I said, it's just a goofy. That's fine. I think it works for that character.
I think it's good casting. I just think those scenes were entirely too long.
Yeah, there's a lot more of him in this movie, right?
Yeah, and there's like that one scene where he's like in his little lair. It seems like he's in his lair for like 30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I also hate that the Oz is the. I mean, once again, this has to do with the subject material. I hate that the fact that the Oz is the father of Elphaba.
Yeah. That's a twist that's there. It's like, do we really care? I guess we kind of do.
And he drugged her mom?
Oh, I don't know about that. I think they were just boozing.
Okay, it was just they found that bottle.
I know, but they found the bottle, and that's kind of like that's now it's Oz. There's no mistaking that's his little green bottles.
Yeah.
I think it's just playing for gags, like he's hitting the sauce. That's how it seemed to me. And then like they show the bottle hit the ground or whatever. Is that what it is? So now you're like, okay, yeah, like he's the dad. Yeah. But like, do we really care about that? Like, it's not like they have like some sort of like big standoff, like you're my daughter, like.
I just don't like the shoehorniness.
One battle after another scene or something.
That's what I don't like. I don't know. That's why I don't like prequels.
Yeah.
Just like there's shoehorning, all the characters tie into each other.
Yeah, I know. And like, yeah, there was also some like character building that just didn't happen. I feel like for 2 or 5 hours, 2 acts, like. They also could have been more.
Yeah, they just kind of ignore the Tin Man. He turns into
the Tin Man. Oh man, I want to talk about that. That was huge to me too. I'm like, you got the Tin Man running around, and he even like kind of like sets up what I thought was gonna be a pretty interesting moment. He professes his love for Glinda, right? And he takes off. I'm like, oh, there's gonna be some sort of wild.
But he never comes back, right?
He looks at her. Him during like the mob scene. They kind of like make eye contact. She's like up in like her balcony or whatever. I'm like, that's it.
Yeah,
that was it. There's
never comes back, right?
Never comes back.
There's no arc there, and it just ends.
No arc there, and just ends. That's what I said, man. Like they did not go deep into the Tin Man. They did not go deep into the Scarecrow. They did not go deep into the Cowardly Lion. Cowardly Lion. So it's like, oh, it's the Cowardly Lion. I guess the Cowardly Lion doesn't like Elphaba. You find that out.
Yeah.
Why did you ever release me, man? Speaking of cowards, come on, dude, just helping you out. That was weird.
That was the Cowardly Lion background story's the weakest.
Yeah, for sure. And like it's like early in the film too. And I expected more of that. Like that was also kind of like it was kind of building to something at the end of the first one.
Yeah,
you got the little mini little lion cub in the basket or whatever. Like, oh, it's gonna be a Cowardly Lion, hell yeah! And then like, okay, it happened.
And also, the Cowardly Lion's not funny in this one.
No,
he's the comic relief in the OG one.
Put him up.
Yeah.
Not much to do with the Cowardly Lion. Not much to do with any of them though. And I love Tin Man, big Tin Man guy. I didn't get enough Tin Man. I guess that scene was pretty tight though, when he barges through the door or whatever. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a cool scene.
That was cool. And you're seeing like Nessa Rose, I believe is her name, right? The mayor.
Yeah.
She kind of like turns on him and like that. That was kind of interesting. But like we don't really get much more for that here. She goes looking for him and the fucking house falls on her, right? Excuse me.
Yeah. That's about it.
That's about it. That's the end of her.
Yeah. Which is kind of brutal.
Which is kind of brutal.
Lady
I kept waiting to see the slippers sticking out of the house. That never happened. Right? We never get that. Were they not allowed to do that either?
I guess not.
We never see that.
No, I know.
There was something I was looking for. There were some things I wanted them to hit on, or some Easter eggs I could have picked up. I'm sure the real Hardo fans picked up on way more than I did. But yeah, I consider myself a bit of a Wizard of Oz Hardo, at least.
It's interesting.
I'll stop saying Hardo.
You said that you were a Tin Man.
Yeah, Tin Man was my favorite. I don't know, but I mean, when I saw a movie when I was 6, I liked the Tin Man, man. I liked what I liked. I think I liked the axe.
Yeah, the axe is cool.
Scarecrow was kind of dopey. Here's a good comparison. If you like the Scarecrow, you like Woody. If you like the Tin Man, you like Buzz. I was a Tin Man Buzz guy.
What about the Cowardly Lion?
Like the Cowardly Lion, I don't know,
Mr.
man.
Potato Head?
Yeah, maybe.
Comic relief?
Yeah, I like that.
That's interesting.
I like that. I just thought off the top of my head. Let's do a study.
I was a Scarecrow fan. I guess maybe I'm Woody over.
He's the most popular guy, the Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Not a lot of Fiero in this movie, by the way, either.
No.
He ain't doing much. Jonathan Bailey as Fiero.
Yeah, I mean, he's got that one scene.
Does he get a singing number here? I should know more, but yeah. He had his moments. And then her and Elphaba, they had some very heated up there at the end, man.
At the end of the day, it's Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo's movie.
It is absolutely their movie. It's co-leads.
Yeah.
Maybe even more shaded towards our girl Ariana in this one. A little more to do, a little more about her story, maybe, compared to the first.
And the witch is kind of a little bit more off stage, I feel, a lot of times in this too. Like the whole stuff with the Oz is all her.
Yeah. Yeah, every time they're having like this conversation and stuff, it's just like, where's this going? Like,
she was supporting though in the original one, right?
Who, Ariana Grande?
Yeah.
And she'll be supporting in this one. Yeah. Is it category fraud?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, we can hit on. We want to hit on the awards a little bit. I mean, I don't really have anything more to say. About this.
There's
more about the plot. What actually happened. We want to wrap up that a little bit, like what actually happens in the film. I don't know. Go see it.
I don't really
not really a big like blowout, The
ending, I just didn't really like the subject feel. Like the ending was annoying. The Scarecrow and the witch end up together is kind of weird.
I found their goodbye together very emotional. Like that was something. That
before the silhouette of the witch getting
that was cool.
Yeah.
That tugged at the heartstrings a bit. Like that was cool. That got me locked in. But there was never anything that was just like I was like really just like in the edge of my seat for. But yeah, that was cool. Like the song, and then like how she does, because she thinks it to this day. I guess you could say she thinks she's dead, right?
Yeah, I think we're supposed to think that she thinks she's dead.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like there's no sign that she, even like a wink or anything. Like, hey, I'm still alive. I'm okay. Nothing.
No.
Like, we think she faked her death for what she thought she had to do, right? And then she went to the nothingness or whatever the hell they call it,
which is really weird.
Yeah.
But anyways, there is an interpretation that the book opens up is a signal to Glinda that she's alive. But I'm not sure if that was
the way the book opens up?
The fact that the book opens up.
Oh.
But
okay.
That's not my interpretation is the fact that Glinda actually gets powers at the end. That's why the book opens up for her.
Glinda gets powers at the end. Okay.
That's why, because she can't.
She never had powers?
No. Remember, she has to step on the thing for the bubble to pop. She's basically the new Oz, which I actually kind of like that interpretation.
I do like that, actually. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's her story. She will be nominated for Best Supporting Actress.
Do you want to jump into awards a little bit?
Yeah, we can. Being my specialty here, my forte, this is the stuff I'm most interested by when it comes to this movie, because it got 10 nominations last year. 1 for costume design, 1 for production design. Man, the reception.
It's a lock, certainly, for those two.
It's a lock for nominations in those categories. And I will still say, even though it's a little bit polarizing, like I said, like with the 6-7%, And just some national regression just because it's a sequel. Dune Part 2 got a little less, still there for Best Picture. Wakanda Forever, a little less, still got 5 nominations and a win, right? So I think it'll take a step back. 10 might be 6 or 7. I think the big thing you have to keep your eye on, a huge thing, is does it get Best Picture? If it gets Best Picture, it'll come along everywhere below the line, right? Why wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And it's so popular across the branch. Like I said, at one costume design, at one production design. I mean, 10. So if you get 10, you're here for score, you're here for editing, you're here for all sorts of shit. So, if they're going to take it serious enough where, it gets that 5% to be a Best Picture, everything will come along for the ride. The most fragile, I would say, of all of it, I mean, aside from like, I don't see it performing so well where it takes editing along with it, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's reserved for the actual, big boppers. I would say maybe Cynthia Erivo, probably. Well, because she has less to do in this movie. She doesn't have her big defying gravity moment either. Maybe sort of, like a version of it. She's gonna have a lot stiffer competition than Ariana Grande will. So I do not.
That's probably the biggest issue.
I think, yeah, and so I would not hitch my wagon to that. If I was a betting man, and I am, I would bet against Erivo probably, and I'd bet on Grande being there. So that's kind of how I would sum up where we're at with that. But I mean, there's a chance that it just, absolutely crushes again. I think one thing it has going for it as well is that, look, it was just last year, right? They gave us maybe 10 nominations last year, and they could just be viewing this as a duology where it's essentially just, you're voting for the nomination for Ariana, or you're voting for the win for Ariana based on, the two films together. You're not even thinking about it. You're just going down the line like, yes,
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that's where I'm at with it. And I think, yeah, I think it'll be a contender. I think no reason not to. It's also not maybe shaping up to be the deepest year, right, in some of these categories. And I mean, if it was good enough to be nominated for Best Picture, last year, I think just piggybacking off that, like it's just going to come along for the ride in the same categories you'd expect it to be. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these seem like they'll still be locks. Like I think Cynthia still gets a nom. It seems like the Academy really.
Oh, it might get a song down here too now with "Girl in the Bubble" by Grande. So that might pick up one where it left off.
I forgot Best Casting is now a category.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So
that could be a reward to the duology where they just say
they couldn't award
Erivo and Grande couldn't have been better.
Yeah, and
and they were on our Oscar stage
it's
last
a huge
year.
ensemble cast and stuff.
Huge ensemble cast. Yeah, they like Jonathan Bailey.
But yeah, I mean, I think locks are supporting actress, costume design, makeup, production design, sound, and probably visual effects. So that's what 1, 2, 3.
You gotta feel pretty good about that.
5,
you gotta
6.
Feel great about those.
That's 6.
You just gotta feel great.
Plus or minus picture,
it's a
actress,
musical. It gets nominated for
casting, original song. And we'll get original song too. So 6, 7.
Yeah, I mean, you think it has to get original song.
Yeah, it may possibly get 10 more nominations.
It might.
They got to nominate 10 movies, right?
I know.
So,
and we'll see how these other movies perform that are, supposed to be true contenders with it.
Yeah.
At least people, this is out there. It has the pedigree. I would take the under on 10 nominations, but I'd take the over probably on 6 or 7.
Yeah, and I also think for a movie like this, a 67 is not a death sentence as it would be for more of an artsy movie.
Or an original.
I just think that, 67 is still high enough where I feel like it'll have its niche.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't know if it's going to win anything, period.
Yeah, we'll see. Girl in the Bubble, Ariana Grande,
Maybe it's waiting for them to award
what's the competition going to be like there, right? Well, one costume and production last year, it's a major contender there again, especially costume.
I just wonder if they're going to award it again, back-to-back years.
Maybe costume.
Probably the same people.
Maybe costume.
Costume.
They like those big kind of just in-your-face costumes.
Is the Tin Man a costume or is that CGI?
I think that actually was hair and makeup.
Hair and makeup. See, that's always what's confusing for me about this movie with so heavy CGI. It's hard to know.
If you told me there wasn't an ounce of makeup on him, it was all just computer animated, you'd believe it. But I believe that's a lot of prosthetics and stuff.
And that's great.
I believe.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So if that's the case, then it's getting nominated for hair and makeup.
Yeah,
it was probably anyway. Just the green paint on Elphaba, right? So I don't know, man. this duology, like I said, drink every time I say that.
Uh,
It's a wagon, right? Like I think it is. I mean, Do Part 2 got plenty of nominations, like
yeah,
you have to realize that it's a sequel, so it's not going to perform as well. But I mean, just the fact that this movie came out like less than a year ago, the one that got 10 noms, so that's in its favor. It's not like it's 4 or 5 years later either, where you can just kind of write it off like, okay, it's back again, and we forgot about it. No, I just feel like it's hot off the trail, literally. They do so much marketing too. There's those viral moments between Arrivo and Grande. They do so well with that. Like I said, they were on the Oscar stage last year. It's kind of beloved. I'll do another award season of a Wicked. Let's give it to me. I enjoyed it last year.
yeah. I think people want to award this movie, and also just because like at the end of the day, the Oscars is a way to get people to go watch movies in theaters.
Yeah, this is like the perfect vehicle.
And this is
crosses
a
over.
vehicle for it.
They loved it last year though, and on all the branches.
Yep.
No one trick pony there, man. Musical.
Yeah.
Music, acting.
Yeah.
Everything.
For sure. All right, Chuck. Want to jump a little bit into awards talk?
Yeah. Overall awards talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't got a whole lot that I'm throwing out there, but if you have anything you're thinking on, anything that's stewing in your brain.
Well,
I feel like we did a little bit of talk. I mean, I think this is a major player here. This might end up getting the second most nominations, the whole field.
For sure. Me, Chuck, and Ryan are going to do
this is cool.
Draft of sorts next week. It's kind of like fantasy award season. More to follow on that, but we'll be doing a snake draft, picking, I think, roughly 6 to 8 movies. We're still trying to finalize everything, but we'll be getting points for. Basically, we're all going to pick the movies next week, and then we will get points if the movie gets nominated in the major awards, and then also points for wins. Obviously, wins would be worth more, and it'll go through the Academy Awards, with the Academy Awards being worth the most.
Really excited for that. That actually sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we're kind of some early handicapping here. It'll be like, for example, like, we'll all get an animated movie, but, we can pick in whatever order we want, like an animated movie, a foreign film, stuff like that. So that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So we'll all have our ponies to ride here into award season. And I think next week we need to do it before the Golden Globe noms on December 8th.
Before the Golden Globe noms.
So we got like 10 days.
And you know what? I meant to do, we were going to pick orders based on our predictions of the opening weekend of Wicked. But I forgot to bring it up. So we'll figure out a way to do that.
Like we were going to guess that whoever's closest number got the first pick.
Got the first pick. But
we'll have to do something else.
We'll do something else. I guess just scanning here, we got a little bit more time here, Chuck, before we jump in here. There's a couple things that I saw just like scanning Gold Derby. It was just an accident. Seems like
that was something that we kind of went deep on during the film festival circuit.
Yeah, we've touched on it, but that's
starting to look locky.
Yeah,
that's starting to look like it's dialed in.
Yeah, 6 best odds for Best Picture right now. Director, it looks like it's at least in the conversation. Hamnet seems like a wagon at this point.
Hamnet is looking like one of the only true locks besides
One Battle After Another.
Besides One Battle After Another, it looks like. I mean, that looks like the two that you're pretty much locking into where you think they should be locked in at. Yeah. So that's interesting. And that was one where I'll be honest, man. When I was talking about it on our prediction show, I wasn't totally sold on it. I was taking a bit of a leap of faith.
Sounds so dumb.
Sounds dumb, but man, I'm seeing a lot of like trailers and stuff for it. Like it looks like it's really, speaking of tugging at your heartstrings, man. It looks like that's gonna be a true contender. So yeah, that's two good ones to mention. Those stand out a lot. Frankenstein looks like it's doing well enough.
Yeah.
It seems like, this was a really good entry by Guillermo del Toro. And I mean, the Academy likes him anyway.
Oh,
so
it just seems like it's going to get a lot of noms.
Yeah, it's going to appeal in a lot of the different categories too, below the line. Other than that, Marty Supreme, I keep hearing a lot of good stuff. I'm hearing a lot of discourse whenever someone says One Battle After Another is such a lock and stuff like that. They're like saying, wait till you see Marty Supreme. So that's super duper exciting. That'll be nominated for sure. Timothy Chalamet, maybe he gets that win. Other than that, Jay Kelly seems like it's fading a little bit.
Yeah, but almost kind of hanging on still.
Almost hanging on
We'll
still.
see. I think
Like it wouldn't surprise you. We're gonna see it and make our own decisions.
it's on
So
Netflix in a couple of weeks, so maybe it
that's
gets
pretty
some.
cool.
Gets some.
Yeah, super excited to see that.
Yeah, I mean, saying at 79% Rotten Tomatoes, that's a kind of movie where, yeah, that's kind of scary. That's a scary number. It's actually, is it on Netflix yet? I knew it was the end of this Netflix premiere. I think it was next week. It premieres on Netflix, December 5th. Yeah, so a week from today, it'll be on Netflix. What else? Oh, looks like Ethan Hawke's getting real Oscar buzz for him and Richard Linklater's movie, um, Blue Moon.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It was only literally out for a week, but in theaters by me, and I was trying to see it, and it was just completely gone by the time I was going to go see it in theaters. So
Yeah,
I
I gotta
haven't
be.
seen it.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. That was completely off my radar. I didn't really know. In fact, I texted you today. I'm like, I didn't realize that our boy
Linklater.
Linklater had 2 films out this year.
Yeah, they both came out within like 2 weeks of each other. I'm not sure.
I don't think it's a true contender necessarily.
It's got the 5th best odds on Rotten Tomatoes and Gold Derby right now.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's getting steamier than I realized. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I guess we'll start taking it a little seriously. I'd still kind of bet against it. I don't know. Ethan Hawke for actor.
yeah,
I think that's squarely in play now for sure.
that's what I was saying. Hawk for actor.
Hawke for actor.
That seems like the only place where I really see it.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you on that. We're aligned there.
Those are the kind of things that I was skimming. Wake Up Dead Man. It looks like that's whatchamacallit next movie. Why I draw a blank on his name. Ryan Johnson. Wake Up Dead Man. His next Knives Out movie. 95% Rotten Tomatoes. So that seems like it's going to be quite good. That comes out like in 2 weeks on Netflix. Netflix got.
Oh wow,
coming out.
That's this year as well.
Yeah.
I almost slipped on the radar a little bit. Here's one song, Sung Blue. Kate Hudson, I think, is looking very strong for a lead actress nomination. Have you seen the trailers for that at all? It's a Neil Diamond cover band with Hugh Jackman.
No. Oh yeah, I have seen it. Oh really?
So she's getting like crazy late steam here. That's been one of the ones that's starting to stick out. Like maybe you can overperform in some of these other categories. Maybe you can get a nomination, for Best Picture or something. But it looks like she's starting to look really, really, really strong for Best Actress. And the Best Actress category is starting to take shape a little bit.
What's that movie called?
Song Sung Blue.
Song Blue. Yeah, that trailer looked kind of stupid.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, it's I think it's not like it used to be, man. There's opportunity for movies like that to break through a little bit.
Yeah.
Than they would have 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, it seems like it's
So
there's definitely.
I mean, it looked really cool, man. We got Hugh Jackman up there singing and stuff, right?
Seeing Neil Diamond.
Yeah, at first I thought it was a Neil Diamond biopic, and I'm like, oh, they're it's like a cover band. It looks funny. It looks really funny. Like I'm into that. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
So that's getting a lot of steam. Sentimental Value was one we talked a lot about. That's looking like really good too. That looks like a lot for also another Best Picture foreign film. And that should also have a pretty good shot in some of the acting categories for sure.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah, we're going to get more into this next week, obviously, when we're making these picks. It's going to be interesting to see where some of these movies go, because it feels like there's an obvious one, and then maybe Hamnet, like the 2, and then there's a collection of like 10 movies that you can make a case that.
Feed me the Tiana Taylor, Ariana Grande square off in supporting actors category.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That's gonna be fun.
There's a chance for that for sure.
You may get Michael B. Jordan, Leo, and Timothy for Best Actor square off too.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty.
Those are pretty set. Some of those.
Yeah.
Smashing Machine feels like it's fading by the day.
Oh, Smashing Machine's dead.
I'll say this though, I like the music in Smashing Machine more than I did in Wicked for Good.
It's fair.
What does that tell you?
Yeah, it seemed like Dwayne Johnson's just like falling off.
It's too bad. That's just because the movie, no one saw the movie. Like it just, no one, the word didn't, people weren't just like gushing over The Rock's performance like they were hoping.
When
Because,
it
and I think it was
like
worthy. I think it was worthy of it, but I think it's dead.
Justice for Ruth Man, though, man. Ruth Man, change him as the 40th best chance of getting a best actor.
Wow, okay, so you're saying there's a chance. Wouldn't it be crazy if that's the movie that just like they randomly loved? They're just nominated fucking everywhere. It gets
43rd best odds for Best Picture now.
It pops up in comedy or musical at the Golden Globes. You're like, heck yeah, man, let's go now.
I mean, maybe it could. I don't really know what's...
If it's going to pop up somewhere, maybe Channing Tatum there. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Get the word out.
That would kind of make sense.
In a way, yeah.
You see random things.
Totally makes sense. He's probably nominated for Magic Mike. I mean, this is something you'd think I would know off the top of my head, but I think he might have been nominated for Magic Mike.
There?
That's there. So. That's kind of something now that they go for. And, and I'll say this, as someone who likes to be really into the awards and stuff like that, the precursor that is the Golden Globes is not a good precursor. What I do like about it, it's the first one. It kind of gives you a list of movies that you should definitely see. Like if it's nominated there, you should see it because it's going to at least be popping up in a contender on a lot of these other lists. And if you see all those Golden Globe nominations the next month or so, then you got a really good base for award season where you can just kind of knock out what you need to see and stuff. So I'm really interested to see where they go this year. December 8th when they announce those, and then 3 weeks after that or so, they should actually have the ceremony. So go Globes! I'm a Globes fan.
Yeah, so we were actually wrong. It didn't get any Globe nominations.
Magic Mike. Okay, sorry.
Snub.
This is the year. Yes, Channing Tatum's never taken seriously anywhere.
He's never really been nominated anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, he's so good, so good there. I mean, I don't know, but it's a pretty deep year for lead actor.
Lead actor, yeah, just so tough to make that work. All right, Chuck. Anything you watch?
I did watch some stuff, but it's been pretty much going to the cinema and seeing some films that I've been meaning to see, and something we touched on already today. Nothing really from home. Watching football, man, this time of year.
Yeah, I haven't really seen anything since the last podcast.
Yeah,
the holiday and stuff.
There's one I'll touch on. I saw Die My Love, Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence is my favorite actress. I will see everything she's ever done. I have seen everything she's ever done, and if you haven't seen it, this is Jennifer Lawrence going very big, and she's very good. And if any members of the Academy are watching this, which I am 100% sure they're not, I'd love to see Jennifer Lawrence get taken seriously for this role. To you, Michael, someone like Mother, she's going just as big here. David Ehrlich in his review of it says, and Jennifer Lawrence is swinging for the fences. We love when she swings for the fences, don't we, people? Mm-hmm. Something like that. And I'm just like, yeah, that's perfect. She's going huge here, man. And don't let this one slide by if you consider yourself a Jennifer Lawrence fan. Make sure you go out and see this, support this movie, because I had high hopes for it and I did enjoy it, but it's really just, it's a vehicle for Lawrence just going crazy. So I saw Die My Love. That'd be what I watched this week. I'd say that. I saw Begonia. I mean, I don't know if you have anything you want to add on Die My Love, but
well, it's interesting enough. You were never really here. Director is doing Die My Love. Really here was,
so they had high hopes for it.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix was like incredible performance
in
2017.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Robert Pattinson's here.
Yeah,
being in a more reserved role, kind of playing the yin to Lawrence's yang. But it was good, man. Really good popcorn movies. How I would sum it up. Go and enjoy yourself for 2 hours in the theater, especially
like a horror movie.
If you're a Lawrence fan,
what's the vague genre?
I don't know, man.
Indie thriller,
psychological indie thriller. There's some psych stuff. I mean, that's again the spoilers. I think she's kind of losing her mind a little bit.
What would you score it out of 10?
I think I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Might have gave it a 4. I'd be somewhere in the low mid 7s. Probably wouldn't go as high as an 8, but yeah, it was good. Don't miss it, especially you. I'm sure you won't. I'm sure it's on the short list. Yeah, you might have missed it. It's been in and out. It's underperformed. It it was supposed to be more of a contender for sure with the pedigree behind it and stuff. And, people like Pattinson.
Movies just don't stay in theaters very long.
Yeah.
If they don't make money, they just like take them out. It's not showing anywhere nearby. To my love.
Yeah, I caught it. I wanted to make sure I caught it too, because especially with Wicked coming out, like Wicked's just going to take over like 40% of the screens in some of these theaters. So that saw Begonia. God, you guys did Begonia, right? So I can talk a little about Begonia. I love Begonia. Man, that was probably the most fun I had in the theater this year.
Begonia is awesome. Maybe my movie of the year.
It might get a lone nomination. It's looking like maybe the only nomination it gets is Emma Stone and that's even maybe looking a little dicey just because the movie's not playing as well as they hoped, I guess, it seems like. So, I mean, it was awesome though, man.
Oh, we'll see.
Clemens is just like,
it wouldn't really make sense that this movie didn't get a bunch of noms when like Poor Things got tons of noms. Like,
right.
Weird,
yeah, that's true.
Just kind of one of those weird things.
Yeah, Poor Things was very just like artistic, shot. I mean, you know what I mean? Like some of that stuff that you're doing in that movie. Wow.
Yeah, but I don't know. Similar concept, I guess. But
you're right, though. Yeah, why not?
Poor Things made a lot more money. Poor Things made $117 million. Begonia, for some reason, isn't making a lot of money. I think came out at a bad time.
I mean, isn't word of mouth? You think word of mouth is great? That's the kind of movie that you recommend to everybody.
Yeah.
Your friend who likes just more like plot-driven movies and stuff like that, you're going to recommend it to that guy,
Yeah.
Like that guy's going to love it. Not just the more, stuck-up type film. Like that has some mass appeal to me, that movie.
For sure.
That's surprising. Like, if you told me the movie got 6 nominations, I also wouldn't be surprised. So we'll see. The Academy does weird things. I'd be hard-pressed to see Emma Stone not get nominated for actress still. Especially in that performance. I mean, she's incredible in everything. She's incredible there.
They're not going to nominate Plemons?
I don't know. I mean, that's not a lock by any means.
I don't know.
It's a lead performance for Plemons, correct? I mean,
I thought it should be, but I thought they might do category fraud and put him as supporting.
That would help him out massively.
It should be. He should be the lead.
Should absolutely be the lead. We see him for like 20 minutes before we even see Emma Stone in that movie. Emma Stone for supporting. It's campaign for that.
Jesse Plemons right now is the 6th best actor odds.
Okay.
So he's
all right. He's right there. But we talk about there's like 4 locks in that category, which is a problem.
It is a problem. It's a very just crowded best actor, as it typically is.
We'll start parsing it out here.
Supporting actress. They probably should maybe try to do category fraud for Stone and supporting.
That's what I just mentioned. I think that would have
been fun. But right now, Stone's got the 4th best odds on actress.
Yeah, you got to put her in there. How do you not? Isn't she just doing a good enough work where she's getting nominated no matter what now?
I agree. I mean, I think she gets nom. Yeah, for sure. Maybe she's not winning because it'd be her 3rd. But all right, Chuck. I don't really have anything to add about what I watched since the last pod. I don't think I've seen anything new.
Watch the Iron Bowl.
Watch the Iron Bowl. There's an ugly Iron Bowl.
Yeah. I think we did pretty well here today. We touched enough on it. I don't think we were too long-winded, which I was a little nervous about. But
yeah, I'm not Wicked fan, but I like Oz a lot, and I think that's kind of where I draw a line where it's just kind of like just weird. I don't really like prequels and shoehorning a bunch of stuff into it, but
especially like it was like almost like set up to fail in a way. Like even the people who love Wicked were just like, "This isn't as good, people."
Yeah,
just so you know.
I feel like I was told before walking out of the theater of the first one that people said, because it doesn't the second one ends with like foreshadowing the second one, right? Like Wicked next year, Wicked whatever.
Like, everything came with like a warning. I feel like after the first one,
I was like,
there's going to be a second one, but
all the good music's in this one, and
way darker tone here, so
action, just almost different genre of movies, and I can't even tell you a song.
The softest 2 thumbs up of all time, maybe in pod history.
I listen to Popular probably once a week since I've seen that movie.
Love Popular.
I haven't even thought about clicking on that album. And also the album has like it's crazy how little plays it has. For instance, For Good is the most played song on the Wicked for Good soundtrack on Spotify. It has 12 million plays. Then you go to, obviously this has been out for a year, but just to put some kind of context to those numbers, Defying Gravity has 187 million. Right.
This is like the most popular song of the year.
Popular has 145 million.
I mean, that's crazy.
Which, like, this is the time you think that these would be really high streaming numbers because it just came out, right? People are obsessed with it, but doesn't seem like that's the case.
I think a good recipe for a musical is you have the absolute blow your dick off song that's like awesome, like Defying Gravity. Then you also kind of have the sneaky kind of song that you like love that makes a playlist that really gets your foot tapping, that's popular. And then just a lot of really good filler songs in between, just like just a good balance. And the first soundtrack had that.
Yeah.
This one, a little sketchier, a lot sketchier.
Yeah. No, I agree. They were also a little bit more one-noted, the characters, this one, I feel.
Yeah, they were, like, yeah.
It just, they were kind of fully formed characters by this point, right?
Yeah, right. And that's kind of all I have to say about it. I don't got much more to say.
Yeah. That's why you don't make a movie about the last act of
You don't need to do it. You don't need it.
to do it.
But you know what? They could use that $500 million, I guess.
100%.
To make Wicked 3.
They aren't going to make Wicked 3.
Back and now.
No, they aren't going to make Wicked 3 or 4, but I saw this on the Wikipedia page a little bit ago. They are going to do some kind of like theater attraction, the casting crew, for Universal.
Theater attraction.
Yeah.
They're going to be performing at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida?
No, but it sounds like they're going to like lend their voices to some theater attraction at Universal. I didn't read anything more than that, but it said future adaptations. And I was like, are they going to make a 3 or 4? And what, John Cho is his name? John Cho?
Yeah.
John Cho was like, we're not going to make a 3 or 4, but we're definitely going to do something for Universal Studios. I don't know.
It's beloved. It's popular.
For sure. No pun intended there, right?
No pun intended.
All right, Chuck, we can call it a pod there. Thanks for listening. I always forget to say, but like, subscribe. You can listen to us on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. Thank you for the support.
Go see Roofman.
Go see Roofman. You could probably stream it at this point somewhere. You can probably buy it on video on demand. It's good.
Go to your local theater, though. Your local indie theater and see Roofman. I'll be doing that again this week.
Yeah.
You don't even got to ask me what I watch next week. It was Roofman.
Roofman's really good. Go watch Roofman. Yeah.
See you at the draft.
Yeah. See you next week in the draft. All right. Later.
Thanks. Bye, guys.